What's up YouTube? Today we'll continue with my series Investing in Greatness. Today's the number 28, you can check the other ones on my YouTube channel. There is actually a playlist for all of them. Hope everything is well guys. Today I bring an amazing player, I'm talking about Luka Modric, a player that I feel very comfortable to say that 99% of people are aware. Sometimes on the Investing in Greatness series I actually go back to players that a lot of people don't remember or not saw play, but Modric is a very popular player right now. That being said, I believe this will be an amazing investing in greatness. Modric is a legendary player, and yeah, if you end up enjoying this one, at the end of the video do not forget to leave a like. If you want to leave a like right now, I will also be happy with that, and if you can subscribe, and this is honestly quite important. A lot of viewers are not subscribers. If you can subscribe right now, I would be very thankful for that. But that being said, let's move on into the video and let's start with the disclaimer. You guys know the disclaimer is super important on this channel, but I will be quite fast. No financial advice, your opinion may be different than mine, and that's fine. Actually, leave a comment why you disagree with me, because debate is something that I think is amazing to have in this channel. I'm a collector first and an investor second. eBay links on the description are affiliated links and they help the channel. Same goes for Patreon, so any type of support, thank you so much for that. I do not believe in timing the market, I believe time in the market, but you need to spend that time well. English, as you can see at this point, not my main language. Any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry for that. So, Modric greatness, well, is actually quite easy to explain why Modric is one of the best players ever in his position, one of the best players that we saw in the last 10-15 years. And you guys probably agree with me, because I actually have a feeling at least that Modric is a very popular player among football/soccer fans. So starting with his career, and of course is quite an impressive one, ended up winning Ballon d'Or in 2018, 5-time Champions League with Real Madrid, and this is honestly guys a crazy number. A lot of times when a player have 1 or 2 Champions League, we already put them, you know what, this is actually already impressive. Of course, if there is other trophies also going with that, but this man have 5 Champions League. And for people that may not understand how important Champions League is, well, it's actually quite easy to explain. World Cup is without a doubt the most important trophy, especially for the card market, to be fair. But apart from that, Champions League is the biggest tournament that you can imagine. And at the club level, do not get much better than Champions League. 3 times La Liga, also with Real Madrid, 3 times Croatian League, which I thought was quite impressive, 5 times UEFA Team of the Year, so you guys can see this man have been in the last 5, 6, 7 years playing out of his mind, and was the best player on the World Cup 2018. On Instagram, Modric have more than 20 million followers, which I also thought was an amazing number. Modric is without a doubt one of the goats in his position. If you debate that, you probably you are too attached to the vintage market, or you also do not understand the greatness of Luka Modric. Amazing skills, very elegant player with the ball, a joy to watch if you love beautiful soccer. I do not like to do the investing in greatness when the player is still active, and to be fair, Modric is still playing quite well. So it's always relative to make a video for a player that, like I explained, if Modric can potentially win another Champions League, can potentially win more things with Croatia or with Real Madrid, so there is always that. But even if, and this is my logic, even if Modric stops his career right now, is already crazy impressive. He's already one of the best careers from any player active right now. So Modric makes too much sense to be on the Investing in Greatness series, even though, like I said, I do not like players that are active, but Modric is a legend, and anything that Modric wins after what I'm showing today, let's say another Champions League, another La Liga, will be a nice bonus, will elevate him even more, and that's honestly quite possible since this Real Madrid team is a very good one at the moment. So, favorite moment for Modric is quite funny, because it's actually the moment, a little bit of a spoilers, this actually was last season, last Champions League run. Real Madrid ended up beating Chelsea. And Modric made such an amazing pass for Rodrigo, and this is an amazing goal by Rodrigo. But I guess you guys agree with me. The pass, we call this Trivela, is such a beautiful move. And when Modric did this, Real Madrid are posting this on their Twitter. That basically is pure magic, is art, what Real Madrid, in this case Modric have been doing with the ball, and I could not agree more with that. Modric is a little wizard, a little magician, and big fan of him, as you guys probably can tell. So, moving on, and let's start with Modric rookie material. Hooky material is always a concept that some people agree, some people may not agree. That being said, I think for Modric makes a lot of sense, and I will explain you why in a second. So for me, rookie material goes for cards that come from Croatia. It is early years with, I believe, Dinamo Zagreb, and they are quite difficult to find, and that's an amazing thing if you are one of the lucky persons owning one of them. But in the other hand, for this market, actually, this can actually make Modric a little bit less relevant since the rookies don't trade that much. I was talking with this with Al on my podcast that I recorded a couple of months ago with him, talking cards with Al, El Rey Collection, and the players that have a very scarce rookie, or sometimes even a very common rookie, that tends to be not great. And I think Modric fits very well into that logic because, like I said, no one questions the greatness of Luka Modric. But the true rookie, that's why I end up putting this crown, is the 2005 Murano Nogomet. In my perspective, amazing photo for Luka Modric. I really like the design, but I like this type of headshots. Very difficult to find. Pop 1, PSA 10 0, actually the top grade, as you can see, is a 1.5, which seems a little bit harsh by PSA, but who knows what's going on with the card. Is a really, really beautiful card. Actually knew the person that graded this one. I know right now the owner is other person, in this case actually El Rey Collection, and this never sold in any public form like eBay, PWC or whatever auction house you may think about. So not a lot to say about this. Is Pop 1 the person that owns this one? I don't want to speak for him, but I believe is a collector that will hold this for a long time. So there is that. Do I think more will come into the market? Well, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, stickers, they have a decent production. Croatia is a very small country. The awareness probably is also not great there. But if I had to bet, I suspect more will hit the market. And I would say one thing, I still believe there will be some type of true rarity / strong rarity for this sticker. So the next one is actually a more obtainable one. That being said, is still PSA, the PSA total is 3. But recently we saw 2 sell on eBay, and there is actually one on eBay right now. I also know the owner of this sticker, was also another guest on my podcast, so I'm giving a lot of shoutouts today. Is Will, good friend of the channel, and if you want to check this card, I have no idea if the price is correct or not. It's up to you at the end of the day. But if you want to check this card on eBay, and this will contribute to the channel, I will leave a link below the video, so check that. That will redirect you to the card that is selling on eBay right now. So PSA total for this card is 3 and the PSA 10 total is 0, the top grade being a PSA 8, which I believe is actually quite impressive. So last sold was a PSA 5 that sold for 1.2k. Previous to that there was a PSA 6, keep one thing in mind, I'm talking from the top of my head, I believe sold for over 2k. So honestly, knowing the rarity of these cards, even though they are a second year sticker, I think this is an amazing sticker in general. Modric is not a market that I'm targeting right now heavy, but in the future I can see myself trying to go in that direction, especially if more come into the market for both cards. But I think if you are a Modric collector, these two are probably the main rookies. That being said, the 2005, no questions asked, is the true rookie. So moving on to the rookie material, actually before moving on, if you guys want to see the backs, here we go. Both backs are not the best, but also not the worst. At least they are not blank backs. So let's move on. And guys, please don't skip this. This is actually quite important for the channel. I want to share with you my Patreon community. We are actually more than 60 Patreon members, so thank you so much if you are a Patreon member. And I put content every week there. I would say at this point actually make more content for Patreon that I've been making for YouTube. So I put a video every Wednesday, in this case a Q&A, where I answer questions from the Patreon members about the market, or to be fair, it's up to the patrons the questions, but normally they tend to be about the market. On Saturday I also put extra audio that you also can call a podcast, where I talk about relevant things in the hobby, and it's more a market talk again. So anyone joining the Patreon will be able to ask me questions. You also have access to all the old content, so more than 60 videos, in this case Q&As, and 60 audios. If you want to join the Patreon, check the link below the video. To be fair, you guys should always check the links below the video. In this case, link description / below. So to join Patreon, you need to pay around $10. That supports the channel, like I was explaining to you. But let's say $10 is a lot of money, and that could very well be the case. Don't feel pressure to join the Patreon. There is always free content on YouTube. One thing that you have no reason to not join is actually I'm not sure if you guys there was a sound on my computer. I hope you guys did not catch that, but let's refocus. One thing that there is no excuse to do not join is actually my Discord. We are more than 700 members. It is a place to talk about the pre-modern market, but also about modern, about vintage. I focus more on pre-modern, so the Discord goes more into that direction, but it's an amazing place to learn and share. And like I said, more than 700 members, totally free to join, so there is no excuse basically. Check the link below the video, and I hope to see you there. And again, if you want to interact with me, it's probably one of the best places. So moving on, and let's start with potentially new rookie material. And what I mean with this, well, the reality is recently there is a couple of cards popping up on eBay, on Facebook groups, Instagram, you name it. But one that ended up grabbing my attention the most was actually the Navarrete sticker. So seems like there is a Navarrete sticker from 2006. I also know a collector that owns one, and to be fair, this is just my perspective because I actually did a lot of research for this one. I suspect this card is actually real and is actually 2006. What I don't know is, well, I don't know if this card will be graded in the future, since it's not being graded right now. Is very problematic to find the checklist, and there is other things that this could be a video alone, to be fair with you guys, but be careful. Like I said, I actually think this one, the Navarrete, is real, but be careful for multiple reasons. We have no idea about rarity. So don't pay a crazy premium just because you think this will be impossible to find. Navarrete stickers in general are like Panini stickers, quite common. This was a World Cup type of sticker, so even more. So have that in mind. That being said, actually, if I had to bet money right now, I would say this is a real sticker, but be careful. Two stickers that I've been seeing more on Facebook groups are these two that you guys are seeing on the screen. What I would say about this, potentially from what, because I also was doing some extended research on both, they seem potentially 2008 releases, but there is even less information for them than there is for the Navarrete sticker. The Navarrete sticker, I even ended up talking with collectors from Peru, and all of them tend to believe it's a real sticker. That's why I feel a little bit more confident. So none of those are getting graded right now, not a lot of info, so be careful if you decide to go after them. It's just my opinion. if the ones that are getting graded at the end of the day, you have much more info out there, and for me that's quite important. So, but then you guys are, if you guys follow the Modric market, you guys know that 2008, a lot of times PLCC, people on eBay, they tend to put Hooky Cards, Hooky sticker on 2008, and the reality is they are kind of the Hooky. Is, how can I put this, is almost the mainstream rookie year for Modric, because it's actually the year that you can find a lot of stuff for him. 2007 is impossible, 2006, as you guys saw, is impossible. When I say impossible, there is not a lot of product out there. 2005, forget about. So 2008 ended up becoming a relevant year for Modric. Apart from that, Modric also plays on the Euros, so some people will go with the idea could be the first cards with Croatia. There is a lot of things that you need to do your own research. I'm just sharing with you pop reports right now and cards on 2008. And looking at the three main ones, you have the trading card, the sticker, and the more premium version. The trading card is PSA total is 18, PSA 10 is 1, and since these three cards are very condition, or at least the only rarity, this is even better to put this way, the only rarity that these cards can have, in my opinion, is condition rarity. So I thought putting gem rate made a lot, gem mint rate made a lot of sense. So for the trading card, the gem rate is 6%, which is fairly low if you ask me, but again, the number is not that big to have a strong conclusion about if this card will have a super strong condition rarity or not. The sticker is the one that have the pop higher. I mean, in a second will be 200, I would say, and PSA total is 16 and gem rate is 9%. The one I like probably the most is the more premium version. This is I believe acetate card, plastic card. I'm not even sure if I said the word in the correct way. I believe it's acetate, but you guys can correct me. So PSA total is 6, PSA 10 is 0, so in this case 0% gem rate. All of them are cool collectibles if you love Modric, and a lot of people just don't care about investing in cards, they care about collect, and I honestly admire that a lot. So if that's the case, I think you have a lot of nice options in 2008. A thing that people don't talk a lot is actually Modric cards with Tottenham. Modric played at Tottenham, for people that may not know that, and all these three cards are also from 2008. This is the typical sticker for the Premier League. The others are match, I believe match attacks. I'm not sure if I believe it's match attacks. So yeah, also not super difficult to find from my experience. The sticker I don't see that much, but at least the cards, if you go to eBay, you can still find them quite easy. So moving on. So Modric best card to buy. When I say best, by the way guys, there is no best. I'm trying to make some logic with you, or at least sharing a take that I believe is relevant for the Modric market. That's why I'm saying Modric best card to buy for regular collectors, because if you can find a true rookie for Modric, for me that will always be the best card. But let's be real, most of us will never find a card like that, or at least at this point in time, because things can change in the future. Seems very unlikely that will happen. So I think the best card for Modric is probably between the Prism and the Topps Chrome. That being said, I also love Pioneer Treble, but since the Chrome and the Prism are much popular brands, I thought going with both. That being said, Pioneer Treble is actually quite expensive for Luka Modric, if you guys are not aware. But let's focus on Luka Modric, Prism and Topps Chrome, and this is the debate a lot of people have right now. Do I like more the Prism? Do I like more the Chrome? Should I go for the first Chrome or the first Prism? I think both are nice options, being honest with you. Personally, I like the Chrome more, since I connect Modric greatness with Real Madrid much more than I connect greatness with Croatia. That being said, even with Croatia, Modric just look at World Cup 2018, ended up making the final, sure, ended up not winning, but still is quite impressive. But let's be real, 5 Champions League with Real Madrid, the connection, at least for me, is much stronger there. And in terms of design, I also think the I'm sorry, the gold, in this case, this is mine, so full disclosure, the gold Topps Chrome, comparing with the red, I prefer the gold, but it's just a matter of opinion. I also love green, I also love, to be fair, I love all the colors on Topps Chrome. Something that I've been thinking and talking a lot, I believe was actually with Niels on my podcast, is the importance of cards like Prism, Chrome, or like I said, or even Panini Treble, for players that the rookie is so scarce, or like I said, so common, because that's also almost, again, Kroos and Modric, I always talk about them because Kroos rookie is very easy to find, but he's a rookie that people don't like that much, WCZF. Modric is the opposite, almost the real rookie is impossible to find, but I honestly believe both players, they suffer from that. If they had a more mainstream rookie that have some type of rarity, could even be condition rarity, or is from a set that people really like to collect, that will elevate Modric market, and like I said, Kroos market. So this is a complex topic, and I would love to know your perspective on the comments. If I had to choose between these two, again, I have bias because I own one, just one, so keep that in mind. Topps Chrome Luka Modric Gold. I would prefer this one because, again, the money I spent on this one, I could actually bought the Prism. It was just my preference. So, moving on, and I always like to finish with a take on Luka Modric market. As you can see, the sticker does not sell for a lot in grades like PSA 7, PSA 8. For a 10 there is a small premium. At one point in time I remember a 10 selling for over 2k, or at least was around that amount of money. But again, Eurocup stickers, guys, don't pay a premium, does not make any sense. The production is quite high. Looking at 2014 Panini Prism World Cup Luka Modric, a PSA 9 sold for $56, which I thought was a crazy deal for the person. Last year October, but the market with fair was already very established at that point. I thought this was an amazing deal for the person. I suspect right now Modric will sell for more, since Modric had such an amazing season. Apart from that, there is also, I believe, some modern sets like Prism and Chromes have been gaining some momentum. And like I end up sharing with you, the second year sticker that I also consider rookie material, a PSA 5 sold for 1.2k. Impressive sale. I actually think the person, if holds long term, of course, can this probably was an amazing deal. No financial advice. And the Luka Modric Gold PSA 10 sold for $800. Again, I thought this was a strong sale, so this does not make a lot of sense to see this $56 versus, because I prefer the gold, but I don't think the difference would be that big. Keep one thing in mind, this card, the gold, is much more rare than the blue parallel for Prism, but you guys get the point. So, hope you enjoyed this one. I have a lot of fun, and the conclusion is always the same thing. Collect things you love, price what you pay, value is what you get, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys. Bye. Again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, to comment, all the good stuff, but you guys already know.